National Broadcasting Company presents Radio City Playhouse, Attraction 11.
Hollywood, California, Monday, June 29th.
Presents the finest in motion picture entertainment, Academy Award.
From Hollywood, Skippy, America's largest selling peanut butter.
Cary Grant, Katharine Hepburn, and Jimmy Stewart.
The Lux Radio Theater welcomes you all.
Hello everyone, and welcome to Drama and Theater, brought to you by Dwayne Old Time Radio. Before we get to today's drama, if you enjoy what I'm doing, let me ask you to subscribe to my channel. Subscribing is 100% free, and you will receive notifications on new posts. Lastly, if you have a moment, write a short 1 or 2 sentence review or give a rating on your preferred podcast service. A positive review or rating would help me out a lot. And now, on to the show. Oh yeah, and thanks for your support. I really do appreciate it. Let's start the month of, what are we in now? August, yes. The month of August is here. Summer is slowly coming to an end. Actually, we're about halfway through with summer. Anyway, the month of August starts with Lux Radio Theater, 2 episodes. The first is Under Two Flags, which stars Herbert Marshall and Olivia de Havilland. That one aired May 24th, 1937. And then we have The Plainsman with Fredric March and Joan Fontaine. And that aired May 31st, 1937.
Hollywood, California, Monday, May 24th. The Lux Radio Theater presents Under Two Flags with Herbert Marshall, Olivia de Havilland, Lucy Velez, and Lionel Atwill. Presents Hollywood. Under Two Flags comes to you through the courtesy of the makers of Lux Flakes. May we thank you for supporting the Lux Radio Theater through your regular use of Lux. Tonight, our stars are Herbert Marshall, Olivia de Havilland, Lucy Velez, and Lionel Atwill. Our guest, Miss Fanchon, of the famous team of Fanchon and Marco, now Hollywood's first major studio woman producer, and Louis Van den Ecker, former sergeant in the French Foreign Legion. Our producer, Cecil B. DeMille. Our conductor, Louis Silver. So do we welcome you to another hour in Hollywood. Before starting our play, let me say that from all I hear, Lux Flakes seem to be mighty popular with modern brides. They're not going to risk dishpan hands if they can help it. They know that we men don't like red, rough hands. Such a hand feels coarse and unpleasant, makes a man wince inside, so naturally he tries not to show it. Mrs. John McGuire, who was married this year, puts it very well when she says,
"Maybe men respect them, but believe me, they don't admire dishpan hands. I'm not going to have them, thanks to Lux."
As Mrs. McGuire knows, Lux guards against dishpan hands. It has no harmful alkali to dry and roughen the skin. You'll find it speeds up dishwashing, too. I turn the microphone over now to Hollywood's celebrated producer and starfinder. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Cecil B. DeMille. Greetings from Hollywood, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight's production of Under Two Flags recalls memories of the golden age on Broadway. David Belasco was starring Blanche Bates in this great play. I was acting in another production nearby, and frequently members of our company would slip into Belasco's theater to watch Miss Bates rehearse as Cigarette. Among us was a very young girl, also destined to leave the stage and try her luck in a fad that was soon to sweep the country, moving pictures. She did rather well. Her name was Mary Pickford. Our story is from the celebrated novel of Louise de la Ramée. And tonight, thanks to Paramount and RKO Studios, we star a gentleman of long acquaintance with our microphone, Herbert Marshall. Bart leaves the set of Angel, his new picture with Marlene Dietrich, to portray the role of Corporal Victor. As Cigarette, there's Guadalupe Villalobos, the hard way of saying Lupe Velez. Born in San Luis Potosi, daughter of a colonel and an opera singer, Lupe flared to fame on the Mexican musical comedy stage, and her firecracker personality prompted me to cast her in the third version of The Squaw Man. Olivia de Havilland's third appearance in the Lux Radio Theater finds her in the part of Lady Venetia. Lovely, talented, and youthful, Olivia can look forward to a most brilliant Hollywood future. She's just completed Call It a Day and has begun work on It's Love I'm After for Warner Brothers. Just as busy as Lionel Atwill, who, like Lupe, is home from picture making in England. He's just finished The Road Back for Universal and Last Train from Madrid for Paramount. We meet him tonight in the role of Major Doyle. From this point on, let our stars account for themselves. Up with the curtain, then, as once again we bring you the magic of the Lux Radio Theater, presenting Under Two Flags, starring Herbert Marshall, Olivia de Havilland, Lupe Valdez, and Lionel Atwill. Algiers. Land of shimmering sands and blazing sun, of trackless desert wastes, of scorching days and magic star-swept nights. Land of the Foreign Legion. On the edge of the Great Sahara, the little Arab town of Saida lies drowsing in the midday heat. Only in the Café Cigarette is there any sign of activity. Cigarette, herself, a vivacious young French girl, moves from table to table, chatting with the patrons. Suddenly the door's flung open as her father waddles excitedly into the room.
Cigarette, where are you?
Papa, what is wrong?
Cigarette, it's Joaquin's company of legionnaires. They have marched away.
What? That is impossible.
No, they are gone. With my own eyes, I see them go.
They cannot do this to me. They owe me for wine, for beer, for food.
Oh, they will never pay now. We are ruined.
Oh, Papa, you donkey. Why did you let him go?
Why? I am one man. Can I stop a whole regiment?
And I am one girl. But I will stop it. I will see the commandant.
Oh, no, it is too late. Already they have marched across the desert.
The commandant will make the march back. Wait here. I tell you, I will see the commandant. I will.
I'm sorry, little one, but Major Doyle is busy.
Get out of my way.
Here, what's this? Oh, hello, Cigarette.
Hello. This fool here would not let me speak with you.
It's all right, orderly. Well, it's nice to see you.
Thank you, Monsieur le Commandant. So you robbed me, eh? You ruined my father, my cafe. Oh, you pig!
Easy there, easy. What's all this about?
Look at this bill. What you fine legionnaires saw me. And what do, huh? You march him away. No, I never get my money. Oh, never.
There, now, Cigarette, I wouldn't do anything to hurt you. I never gave you a thought.
No, you never do.
Well, what can I do about it now? The company's gone.
You can order them back.
Call them back?
Mm-hmm.
But I can't countermand an order.
But, Commandant, for me? For Cigarette?
No.
No?
No.
Ooh, what a great big no. And yet you say you love me. So when I ask you such a little thing like this, you say no.
Now, look here. Have I ever refused you anything in reason?
You always been very, very kind.
Yes, and too blasted patient. Now, I've waited a long time for you, Cigarette.
Ah, but you will soon be a colonel.
Yes, you said major when I was a captain.
Did I?
I never know how to take you. Now, do you love me or don't you?
So very, very much. And when you're a colonel, I shall love you so much more
And what?
Now you will bring the men back for me, yes? And when they come back, I will kill them, Like that.
Oh, Cigarette.
Goodbye,
no, come back here, come. Little devil. Orderly.
Commandant?
Orderly. Tell the adjutant to send a messenger after the 14th Company and order them back to barracks.
Order them.
Didn't you hear? Jump. Come in.
Commandant?
Well?
Corporal Victor is here, sir.
Victor? Who's he?
One of the survivors of the 17th Company. Sir.
Oh, yes. I want to see him.
Commandant?
Come over here. Your name, Victor?
Yes, sir. 17th Company.
How many have you left?
8, sir. It was a surprise attack by C.D. Ben Yusuf.
Yes, I know that. You're lucky any of you came out alive.
Yes, sir.
Corporal Victor, your company was on its way here to Saida. You were carrying food to Colonel Farol's mess.
Yes, sir.
Well, Where is it?
We haven't got it, sir.
Arabs take it?
No, sir. I gave it to the men.
What?
Emergency rations, sir, just after the attack.
Emergency rations? How long has caviar been emergency rations?
There were no complaints, sir.
You know those stores were for Colonel Farrell's private use?
The Colonel has excellent taste, sir. I might add that his wine is also up to the mark.
I see. Made up your mind to have one good meal before they finish you off, eh? Well, I think I'd have done the same thing myself.
Thank you, sir.
Corporal Victor, huh? Any military service before you joined the Legion?
Yes, sir.
British Army, of course. Yeah. How long in the Legion?
First year of my second enlistment, sir.
Good. I'll get you transferred to my battalion. It's the best battalion. I like to have the best men.
I like to be under the best commander.
That'll do, Corporal. That'll do.
Yes, sir. Oh, if I might make a request, sir.
Well?
There's another survivor, Legionnaire Rake. I'd like to have him transferred with me, sir.
Rake, eh? Friend of yours?
A very old friend, sir. He's been with me. We've been friends for years.
I'll arrange it.
Thank you, sir. I think I'm going to like the 14th. They're a jolly bunch.
Yes, sir. A bit noisy, sir.
Don't call me sir. You really must get out of that habit, Rick.
Tried it, sir, but it will slip out like...
Hello, my friend.
How are you, Ivan? Sit down. Rick and I were just about to open a bottle.
A bottle? Of course, I'll sit down. Glasses, cigarettes, glasses. Here, for...
Cassidy.
Yes?
Who's that man over there? He's one at the table with Ivan.
You like his looks, eh? This is Corporal Victor.
Oh, Corporal Victor. I think I must welcome you.
You will like it here, Corporal Victor.
I'm sure I will.
Corporal Victor, I welcome you to my cafe. I am cigarette.
How do you do, mademoiselle? May we have 3 glasses, please?
What? But I am cigarette, the master of the company.
Again, how do you do? You're very first, if you don't mind.
But always, the first time you come, cigarette gives you a bottle of wine.
Thank you, mademoiselle, but we have cognac, as you see. Now, may we have our glasses?
So, you refuse my wine. You insult me, my cafe.
Perhaps we should be glad of your wine later.
We have no glasses for you, now or later. You are too good for us here, Corporal Caviar.
No. If you're not going to serve us, mademoiselle, we shall have to go to another cafe.
Don't let him get away, cigarette.
You lose a customer.
Sit on his lap, cigarette.
Oh, no. The corporal would not like for someone to sit on his lap like this.
That's quite all right, mademoiselle. But I hope you don't mind if I stand up. Like this.
Oh, you pig! You dog! You hit me on the floor, yes?
Yes. Good night, mademoiselle.
One hour a day for rest and recreation, and we've got to spend it here in the bar.
Well, get off my bunk, Ivan.
Don't push.
Now, come on, get off. Don't you think you better have a nap, sir? I mean, Corporal.
Thanks, Rick. I'd rather finish carving this model.
The horse, sir?
It's a model of Forest King. Like it?
Carved him a bit delicate like, haven't you, sir? His legs, I mean.
Perhaps I have.
Yes, you'd have a broken foreleg with a bone like that. You know, sir, at the time you almost hit the rail at Aintree.
He had a great heart, that fella.
The biggest in England. Oh, sir, it would be nice to see him again, wouldn't it?
He's about the only thing I'd care to see again.
Attention! Commandant going around. All ready, Commandant. Listen, men. We're having a visitor. An English lady from the hotel. Now, act your best. At ease, men.
Is this the place, Commandant?
This is it. Come in, Lady Venetia.
I do hope the men don't mind.
Mind? Why, they're honored. Well?
Oh, the men must be tortured with the flies. Shouldn't they have screens in their quarters?
Screens? It's said in the Legion that when a fly bites a legionnaire, the fly dies. Is that right, Corporal?
Quite right, sir.
Oh. How do you do?
How do you do?
Corporal Victor, one of my best men, Lady Venetia. English, of course. Got a fine record, in the Legion, I mean. Nothing to be ashamed of there, at any rate.
Thank you, sir.
This carving, is it your work, Corporal?
My recreation.
It's beautiful. A perfect model of an English thoroughbred hunter.
A hunter, is it? A lot he knows about those. He sees nothing but Arab ponies in these parts.
Might have been carved from memory.
Not likely, I should think. But that's dangerous grammar, lady. Better not look into their pasts.
I'm sorry, Corporal.
I'm glad you like the model, my lady.
Well, shall we get along, Lady Venetia?
Thank you, Commandant.
The other barracks, my lady, are...
It gave me the creeps when I saw the way you looked at her. For a moment I thought she knew you.
No. I've never met her before. She's beautiful, isn't she?
So it isn't corporal anymore. It's sergeant from now on. Sergeant Victor.
Thank you, sir.
Now, you know Arabic, Sergeant?
Yes, sir, some.
Good. I have an assignment for you. Important. Go down to the Arab horse market. Some new traders have just come in from the desert, and keep your eyes open.
For what, sir?
For any talk of Sidi Ben Yusuf. Any hint that he's collecting his tribes.
Very good, sir.
Oh, and, Sergeant.
Yes, sir.
You may see an English captain down there. One of the party of visitors. He'll be buying horses. See that he isn't cheated. Huh?
I'll do my best.
Go along now.
I know, I'll take that horse here. And show me all like it.
Did you see that, sir?
Yes, our English friend has bought the same horse 4 times. Those Arabs are shrewd traders, Rick.
True, sir. They're downright thieves. That girl over there, you know, Cigarette. She seems to be helping him to buy.
Not helping him, Rick. I should say she's helping the Arabs to sell. Come on.
The Englishman will buy this tree and this black one here. No?
Oh, but that grey one, I think I like him better.
Good afternoon, sir.
Eh? Oh, good afternoon.
Buying horses, sir?
Yes.
What do you want here, Sergeant Caviar?
Oh, just looking on.
Look here, Cigarette says the black's a finer horse than the grey. You agree, Sergeant?
Since you asked my opinion, sir, I would take the grey. The black is a bit weak in the forelegs.
And what would a legionnaire know about horses? You take my word, mon captain. I know. There's one way to prove the black is best. I will ride him, and the Arab boy shall ride the grey. We will race.
Good idea. Excellent. That'll show.
It is a good idea, sir. But with your permission, I'll ride the grey. You see, the Arab boy might be inclined to think that someone wants you to buy the black.
What? Oh, I see. Yes, splendid, Sergeant, splendid. Look here, my dear, you don't mind if the sergeant rides against you, do you?
No. It will be a pleasure to beat him.
Well, forget that. Look here, I see you too. You know, you ought to bet on this. Let's say a bottle of wine to a kiss. What?
As the lady likes, sir.
Oui, I bet. Even though it would kill me to pay.
It's all right, mademoiselle. If you don't care to pay, it will be the horse who will win. We could compromise and allow you to kiss him.
I'll pay no one.
Hey, look out, she's riding off. You've made her jolly angry, Sergeant.
Cigarette! I didn't mean to. Come back.
After her, Sergeant.
Cigarette, wait.
There he goes, and I'll bet he catch up.
He will that, sir.
Look at him, going right out into that desert.
Cigarette, stop. Pull up.
No.
You've got to let me explain.
No.
If you don't stop, I'll have to lift you off your horse.
Let me alone. Put me down.
I will when I've spoken my piece.
Look out. I'm falling.
Cigarette, are you all right? Can you sit up? Cigarette, look at me.
You fool. Why don't you leave horses alone if you can ride? Do you want to kill me? Do you want to break my neck?
No, I couldn't break that lovely little neck.
Oh, I hate you.
I'm terribly sorry if I was rude.
Sorry?
Yes, really. I didn't mean to offend you.
No? The first time you come to my cafe, you insult me. And the next time you see me, you tell me to kiss a horse.
You know, after all, you did say it would kill you to pay the bet.
Are you really sorry?
I am indeed. And you have forgiven me?
Would it have killed you if I had paid my bet?
I should say not.
Then, here. You like that?
You like it? Who wouldn't? I'm sorry we didn't bet some more.
Oh, but we did. 5, 6, 10 bets. And every time you won.
Huh?
Thinking about?
What? Oh, nothing much. Just watching the sunset.
I have been watching it, too. But I have been thinking.
What about?
Oh, about you. I did not know I could hate a man so much and fall in love with him so quick.
What a strange little creature you are, Cigarette. Now we've got to go. Come on.
It will be a long walk without the horses.
Shall I carry you?
Oh, no. This isn't the first time I walk in the desert. Many times I've marched with the Legion.
Yes. You told me you were the mascot.
That night at the cafe? Even though you did not look at me then, I knew that you liked me. And I like you, too. And tonight you will come again. And I will fix a little table so nice for you in the alcove. Then I think we will bet some more. You will come, yes?
My dear Cigarette, that's an invitation no soldier could refuse.
Before going on with our play, let us imagine for a moment that we're in a typical American home in which we meet three members of our unseen radio audience. First, you hear Joe's sister, Dorothy, who has come over tonight especially to listen to Under Two Flags with Nan and Joe.
It's a swell show, isn't it? I wouldn't think of missing the Lux program, and I couldn't live without my Lux.
Oh, seems to me there's always something or other you can't live without.
Now, there's a brother for you. I'm really very economical, Joe, darling.
Yeah.
But listen, Nan, I got 4 of the grandest dresses today. I'm going to be the best-dressed girl in town. 4? Oh, Dot, you are getting extravagant. I'm not, thanks to Lux Flakes. You see, dear, I can put more money into new clothes this year because Lux has been saving me so much money on cleaning bills, and my things last so much longer now. They really new looking. Besides, it leaves dresses so clean and sweet. Are you going to Lux everything? Yes, ma'am. I'm not buying a thing that isn't Luxable. Then nothing but Lux Flakes will ever touch them. I'm too thrifty to risk ordinary soaps or rubbing with cake soap.
Dorothy has found the way to dress well at very little cost. Nowadays, every store is full of Luxables that are knockouts for smartness. And they'll look as smart at the end of the season as they do right now if you stick to Lux. These gentle flakes are made to protect colors and fabrics. Remember, anything safe in water alone is safe in Lux. Back now to Mr. DeMille.
Under Two Flags, starring Herbert Marshall, Olivia de Havilland, Lupe Valdez, and Lionel Atwill. It's later the same evening. Convinced that Sergeant Victor is in love with her, Cigarette sings happily as she prepares the private table in the cafe. But the sergeant has forgotten his promise. He's late even now, and Ivan, the Legionnaire, amuses himself by poking fun at Cigarette.
So it is the sergeant now, eh? You're in love with him.
In love? Oh, I hate him.
Of course. Maybe that's why you make up a nice table here, because you hate him.
He is not coming here.
You can be sure of that.
What do you mean?
I know he's not coming. And you know why?
What?
Because there is a ball up in the English hotel. He's gone up there.
Oh, you're a fool, bad. Legionnaires are not permitted at the hotel. No.
But he has gone there. I saw him. And I bet you he does not come here.
All right, I bet you.
So you were expecting him.
Lady Venetia, down there with the old Arabs buying horses.
I've heard they're rather shrewd, Captain.
Well, of course, I had to watch my step, I did.
Excuse me, sir.
What is it, Sergeant?
Important dispatches just arrived, sir.
From Egypt?
Quite possibly, sir.
Sure, I must go. You coming, Lady Venetia?
No, I'll wait. Don't be long, Captain.
No, I won't. And thanks, Sergeant.
So, a sergeant now.
Yes, my lady.
Tell me, was there any such important message?
There might have been, but I didn't bring it.
It's very dangerous for you to be here under false pretenses.
It is indeed. Twice dangerous.
Twice?
A firing squad on one side. Your eyes on the other.
You're a daring man, Sergeant.
I had to come to bring you this.
Oh, the Medal of the Horse.
You were kind enough to admire it. Will you accept it from me? As a gift?
Thank you. I shall love it. Not only for itself, but because you risked so much to bring it. Do you know, Oh, this is the best exciting thing that's happened to me in all this monotonous country.
Africa, monotonous?
Well, look about you. Isn't it monotonous?
But this isn't Africa. It's just a ball in a hotel in any part of the world. Africa's out there. In the Arab quarters, the Jewish bazaars, the cafes, the Kabyle dancers.
Things I'm afraid I shall never see.
Things you ought to see if you want to know Africa. I could take you, you know. Or perhaps adventure doesn't appeal to you.
You're daring me, aren't you?
Yes.
You realize it's absurd, impossible.
Quite.
And that's why I might do it?
Of course.
Oh, you oughtn't to tempt me. When can we go?
Now?
Now. How can we get out?
Can you climb?
I used to climb apple trees.
Then come on. The balcony shouldn't present any difficulties.
You've probably been missed.
Oh, what a pity Cinderella has to go home. We'd better say goodnight out here. Thank you for showing me Africa. It's been thrilling.
You didn't think that was Africa, did you?
But you said it was.
Did I? No. The real Africa's out there in the desert. The Maibu Oasis at full moon.
Maibu. It sounds enchanting.
And only 3 miles out.
Are you tempting me again?
Yes. Are you tempted?
Dreadfully. But of course it's impossible.
Oh, quite impossible.
I'm afraid so. Unless...
Unless?
Will there be a full moon tomorrow night?
I shall see to it personally.
Good night, Sergeant Victor.
Good night, my lady. Oh, you came out here after all.
Didn't you know I would? And after you ordered the moon especially for me?
There it is. Shall we sit down?
You were going to show me the rest of Africa.
It's all around you, my lady. The desert, the oasis, these ruins here.
How silent, how grave, and how incredibly old it all is.
Yes. That's Africa.
This place must have a story.
1,000 stories. Shall I tell you one of them?
I'd much rather hear another. Your own.
My story's much too long, much too dull to tell you.
Not dull, I'm sure.
No, perhaps not dull. And it hasn't seemed long. Till now. After this, it'll be endless.
After this?
Being with you. Feeling the nearness of you. You'll never know what it's meant to me.
Oh, please, you mustn't talk this way.
Do I frighten you?
No, but...
You see, it's the old trick. I'm just playing on your sympathy.
Oh, you had that from the first moment I saw you. You don't belong here. You're miserable here, aren't you?
I was. I'm not anymore.
You mean that I...
Yes. You've changed everything for me. Phoenicia.
Oh, don't say any more. I must go back now.
Do you want to go back?
No. That's why I must.
What's the matter?
How do I know? Am I the commandant?
Fall in, you men! Fall in! It's an attack. I heard the commandant say so.
Sidi Ben Yusuf's tribes, they have attacked Ain Sufra.
Commandant?
Men, we just received marching orders. Ain Sufra's been attacked. Be ready to move in an hour. Full packs. That's all.
Company dismissed!
Sergeant Victor! Sergeant Victor!
What is it, Rick?
Sir, I've been looking for you. I've just seen Lord Seraph.
Lord Seraph?
Yes, sir. He's just arrived, sir. Gone up to the hotel he has.
He mustn't see me.
Oh, he'd know you, sir. He'd recognize you, sure. And, sir, remember that lady who came to the barracks that day?
Lady Venetia?
Yes. She's his niece, sir.
His niece? Rake, you've got to pack for me.
But we're marching an hour, sir.
I can't help that. I gave the carving of Forest King to Lady Venetia. It has the name carved on it. I've got to get it back.
Oh, he'd know Forest King, sir.
Bring my kit. I'll meet you at the parade ground.
I'll meet you in an hour. Okay.
Victor! Wait!
Oh, hello, cigarette.
Oh, Victor. Where have you been? 2 nights I waited for you, and you did not come. Why?
I'm sorry, Cigarette, but I couldn't.
Was it the commandant's orders? He gave you some special duty?
No, I was detained.
Oh.
Forgive me, Cigarette, but I must go now.
You would leave me and not even say goodbye?
No. I was coming to say goodbye before I left. Believe me.
Goodbye? Is that all you were going to say to me?
Please, you must forgive me. I've got to go. I climbed the balcony. I hope no one saw me.
Oh, thank heaven you've come. If you hadn't, I should have gone to you. I couldn't let you go without seeing you.
Venetia, there's something I'm going to ask you. You're going to feel very odd of me, but really it's important. It's the model of the horse. I've come to ask you to give it back to me.
But why? It's mine. I love it.
I can't explain, but I must have it. Will you give it to me, please?
Well, of course I will. It's in the other room. But you must let me have it again when you come back.
But you won't be here when I return. You'll be in England.
No. I shall be here, Victor. I can't leave you, ever.
But, Venetia...
Oh, no, don't speak. I've thought it all out. I know nothing of you except yourself, but that's all I need to know.
Venetia, dear, do you realize what you're saying? It's madness.
Oh, no. When 2 people love each other like this and part, that's madness. And you won't always be a legionnaire. Someday your service will end.
It will never end. I can never go back to England. I'd only be exchanging my service here for a prison cell.
I don't believe it. You're trying to frighten me because you think it's hopeless. But it isn't hopeless. I won't let it be. You can't forget me, Victor. Can you?
No.
You want me to wait?
Want you?
Then I will.
May I come in?
Who's that?
Don't go. It's only my uncle.
No, I can't see him.
I shall be here when you come back. I love you, Victor. Goodbye, darling.
Goodbye, Venetia.
Cigarette, where are you?
Yes, Commandant.
Look, my darling. You see this? It's my new commission. I've got it, Cigarette. I'm a colonel.
A colonel?
Don't you see? This is the thing we waited for, planned for. Cigarette. Oh, you're crying. What is it? Darling, tell me, what is it?
I cried because you go away. Maybe you never come back.
You lie. It's that sergeant. You've been different to me since the first time you laid eyes on him. Not a decent kiss have I had since that day.
It is not true. I hate him.
You're lying to me. You're lying to me, aren't you? Aren't you?
Yes, I am lying. It is the sergeant.
You're crying for him. I warned you once, Cigarette, that I'd never let another man take my place. No man ever shall.
What do you mean?
I warned you, Cigarette.
Commandant, you want to see me, sir?
Yes, Sergeant Victor. I've got a little special detail work for you.
Very good, sir.
You'll pick up 20 men. Cut across the desert, due north towards Iron Sifra. Hold a position 15 kilometers this side of the fort.
Excuse me, sir, I don't quite understand. You said 20 men, due north across the desert?
Well?
That's right through the heart of the Arab forces, sir.
I know that.
They'll never make it, sir.
You have your orders.
But with only 20 men.
You have your orders.
It's certain death for all of us. I suppose you know that.
Death is part of every soldier's equipment, Sergeant Victor. Pick your men and leave at once.
If you don't mind, sir, I'd like to ask for volunteers.
Do what you want.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
pause for station identification. This is the Columbia Broadcasting System.
KNX Los Angeles, the voice of Hollywood.
Before we resume Under Two Flags, I am privileged to introduce a soldier who served under 3 national banners, the Belgian, French, and Polish. He spent 7 years in the French Foreign Legion, campaigning in Algeria, Morocco, Indochina, and the Sahara, rising to the rank of sergeant. In the World War, he became a lieutenant, was severely wounded, underwent 23 operations, and received several decorations, including knighthood in the French Legion of Honor. In recent years, he's been a military technical advisor in Hollywood. He worked for me on The Crusades, and most recently on Paul Muni's picture, The Life of Emile Zola. Ladies and gentlemen, a true soldier of fortune, Lieutenant Louis Van den Ecker.
My thanks, Mr. DeMille. I suppose a lot of people are wondering what crime I committed to have joined the Legion. If I disappoint you, I'm sorry. But the law and I have never had any arguments. Men join the Legion for one reason: adventure. Criminals are not found in the ranks, and if one of them manages to join, he is soon arrested by civil authorities.
It was my impression that they ask no questions when you join the Legion.
That's true, but that does not keep criminals that does not keep police from chasing criminals.
What are the qualifications then for enlistment?
Only 2. You have to be of age and in excellent health.
In our play, Van, we mention Ain Sufra and Saida. Do those towns mean anything to you?
A great deal. I served many months at both places. In fact, at Ain Sufra, there is a bottle embedded in the wall of one of the buildings. In it is a slip of paper with my name and the date. Just a souvenir I left behind.
As one who encountered the Arabs many times, what's your opinion of them as fighters?
Very high. Arabs have no fear. They believe that if they die fighting, they will go to paradise with many pretty girls. We had our hands full many times, and I've been just as scared as anyone could be. When marching, the legionnaires are always in square formation, ready for instant trouble. And at night, they pitch their camps in square formations too. They are never without their rifles or their picks and shovels.
No, their overcoats, judging from what I've seen. Why overcoats in the desert?
Because the coat acts on the same order as a thermos bottle. It keeps the heat out.
Well, after 7 years in their ranks, then, what's your most vivid memory of the Legion?
Their wonderful spirit of comradeship. They will not only risk their lives to save a wounded comrade, but there is case after case of as many as 6 men going to their death trying to recover the body of a dead comrade, rather than let it fall in the enemy's hands. In the Legion are men of every race, color, and religion under the sun. Men of every profession, living together, fighting together as brothers. If the world wants an example of brotherhood to follow, let the world look to the French Foreign Legion.
Thank you, soldier. Herbert Marshall, Olivia de Havilland, Lupe Velez, and Lionel Atwill take up our story, Under Two Flags. 1 week has passed. The fighting has broken out at Ain Sufra, but no word has come from Sergeant Victor and his 20 men, doomed to perish trying to hold a hopeless position. In her room at the hotel in Saida, Lady Venetia turns toward the door as her uncle, Lord Seraph, enters.
Venetia?
Yes, Uncle Harry?
I say, Venetia, where in heaven's name did you get this? This model of the horse here?
Oh, it was given to me, Uncle Harry.
But when?
A little over a week ago.
Curious. Very curious indeed. It must be an old carving.
Well, I'm sure it isn't old. As a matter of fact, I know it's new.
But that's impossible. Don't you see? It's Forrest King, Tony Brett's old horse. It has the name carved on the back.
Tony Brett? Who's Tony Brett?
Don't you remember the scandal? Tony Brett's younger brother committed a crime, and Tony shouldered the blame himself. Last summer, Tony's brother was injured, and just before he died, he made a full confession absolving Tony.
And where is Tony Brett now?
Why, he's dead, I believe.
The man that carved that horse and gave it to me is a legionnaire, an Englishman and a gentleman. He must be Tony Brett.
Impossible. But wait a minute. As a matter of fact, none of us ever saw Tony's remains.
I can't tell you how I know, but I have a feeling, I'm sure, that Sergeant Victor is Tony Brett. Isn't it said that the Legion is full of dead men?
Where is this man? I'd know Tony anywhere.
He's gone, marched away with Colonel Doyle's battalion. Can't we get him back?
I'll do what I can. You want him to come back very much, don't you, my dear?
I do. So much.
I beg your pardon, Lady Demetra.
Yes, Paul?
You asked to be informed of any wounded return.
Yes.
There's a train of ambulances just arrived, my lady.
Oh, thank you, Paul. Thank you.
All right, take it. Easy there. Handle him easy.
Oh, Phil, you're hurt bad, huh?
See, Father? It's good to see you.
Oh, here, water. What, my Farrell? Excuse me. Is there anything I can do? Oh, you. I'd like to help if I could. You're here to look for Sergeant Victor? You need not look any longer. He's not coming back. What do you mean? You know something, mademoiselle? Yes, I do know. The commandant has sent him to a post of death. Sergeant Victor will stay there until he dies. Is this true? Yes, it is true. I know from the wounded. Now you can go back to your own country. You will never see him again. Why do you tell me this? Because I love him as you could never love him. He does not belong with your kind. He's of the Legion, and they are my kind. Would you follow them into the desert, as I have done? Would you march with them and nurse them and close their eyes when they are dead? I have shot them. Do you hear? So that the Arabs could not take him alive. Could you do that? No. Oh, you poor child, you do love him. Yes, I love him. And I could save him, too. You could save him. How? In a way you could not understand. But why should I save him? Huh? For you? But you said that you love him. If you really love him, can you let him die? Can you? Go back to your hotel. Go back to your soft life and easy ways. What are you going to do, mademoiselle? I'm going to the commandant at Ain Sudra. I'm going to save Sergeant Victor. For you.
Here, man. There's not much water. Go easy on it.
Sergeant, how long are we going to be here? How long do we have to wait for help in this filthy hole?
Easy, Baron.
I can't stand it much longer, I tell you. I can't stand it.
Quiet.
They're out there, waiting for us. Waiting for us to show ourselves. Waiting for us to go mad.
Shut up. Sorry I had to do that, Baron. There were only 8 men here, 8 out of 20. We'll need our wits to get out of this.
It's this blasted silence that's got me. The Arabs are out there all right. Why don't they attack?
A wall 10 feet high between us and 1,000 Arabs. They could kill us both like that.
Let them wait. The longer they wait, the more chance for the relief to come.
Sure, if it ever does.
We were put out here to hold this position. We're going to do it.
We can't if they attack us. They'll swarm over us like flies.
Quiet, I tell you.
He's right, sir. We'd never hold out against another attack. We're too few. It's time we're working against now. Anything might happen if we had time.
Time. I might be able to get some. Until dawn, anyway.
How, sir?
If I could borrow the robes from one of those dead Arabs outside, I might be able to sneak into Sidi Ben Yusuf's camp.
What?
Pay the sheikh a little visit.
You're mad, sir. Why, they'd call me to ribbon.
We'll do that anyway, Rick. I'm not too particular about where I die, and it's worth a chance.
Qaid Ben Yusuf.
What is it?
One of our horsemen, Qaid. He would talk with you.
Send him to me. Well?
Good evening, Sidi Ben Yusuf.
An Englishman. How did you get here?
It's a pleasure to renew an old acquaintance.
Old acquaintance? I don't seem to recall your face.
Oxford. You were at Balliol. I was at Trinity. You haven't forgotten those afternoons at Professor York's?
Oh. Dear old Professor York. Oh, how well I remember. This is amazing. Old classmates meeting here in the heart of the desert as enemies. Why have you paid me this most unusual visit?
To save my life. And possibly save yours.
Really?
A wise man is he who makes peace in time.
Peace?
Recently, a British commissioner arrived in Cider, as your spies no doubt have already advised you.
Does that affect me, my friend? I make war on the French.
You know best, of course. But if you are caught here, with the British troops behind you, It'll be a little awkward, won't it?
British troops in French territory? That is utterly impossible.
The secret was well kept.
Are you naive enough to think that I believe you?
You have scouts, I suppose? Send them out. Learn for yourself.
Well, I shall send them. If what you have told me is true, I shall be indebted to you for the rest of my life. If not, you will die, my friend. In a few hours, we shall know.
A few hours?
By dawn.
Dawn. Thank you.
Good morning, my friend. I trust you slept well.
Excellently, thank you.
And that you enjoyed your morning meal?
I found it a delightful relief from hardtack.
I am very glad, since it will be your last.
Really?
You lied to me. I've had scouts out all night. There are no British within 500 miles, and you knew it.
Quite. And I was quite surprised that you believed me at all.
And now it's my turn to amuse myself with you.
I'm curious. What do you intend to do with me?
Remember the old soccer games? We are going to play it now. With horses. You will be the ball.
It should be very amusing, Sheikh.
For me, yes. But for you, I doubt that you were careful. What's that? Quiet, the Legion, 4th Squadron. They ride from the north. So, this is what you waited for, my friend.
The relief, Sidi Ben Yusuf. We hoped they might be here at dawn.
And so they are. It's a pity you won't be there to greet them.
I shall try my best.
Stop him. Stop that man.
Here that she went down, Sergeant Victor.
Why did she do it?
The commandant tried to make her stay behind, but she wouldn't. We saw her fall and we... Look, sir, there she is. She's lying over there.
Call some men from the fort, quick.
Yes.
Cigarette.
Oh, Victor.
Let me lift you up.
No, higher. I have seen so many men die. I know what this is. You can't do anything. There is something I must say.
Yes, cigarette.
She said, an English lady, if I love you, I would save you. Tell her I'll try.
I will tell her. Is the pain very bad?
It's nothing. But you laughed about me. It's so funny. When I waited for you, you did not come. Now you have come. And I must go away. You will remember that day in the desert?
I will always remember.
Victor, shall we bet just once more?
Cigarette. And that was the way she died. Out there in the desert. In my arms.
Poor Cigarette. She loved you too, darling. And she wanted to save you. For me. I shall always be grateful to her for that.
Denisha, that day you spoke to her. Did you tell her who I am?
No, darling. I'm glad now. She said that you were her kind. And wherever she is now, she'll be happier, believing that.
With the falling of the curtain on Under Two Flags comes a promise from our stars to return to us before this hour is over. Standing beside me now is a woman known to theatergoers for many years. First as a dancer, then as producer of the famous Fanchon and Marco stage shows. From among her performers have risen such stars as Myrna Loy, Janet Gaynor, Lida Roberti, Martha Ray, and Mary Lewis. Her career reached a new high a few days ago when Paramount released Turn Off the Moon with Eleanor Whitney, Johnny Downs, and Charles Ruggles. It was produced by our guest and goes down in picture history as the first film ever produced by a woman at a major studio. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Fanchon.
For many years, ladies and gentlemen, the two names, Cecil B. DeMille and Lux, have meant a great deal to me. In fact, Mr. DeMille gave me my first chance to direct dances in pictures.
Miss Fanchon staged the Candy Ball for me in a film called The Golden Bed back in 1925. But she didn't continue in pictures very long. Didn't you like them, or didn't you like DeMille?
I assure you that it was only the pictures. Today, however, with the best in stories, actors, and photography, and with men like you still at the helm, I'm sure there's no medium of entertainment like the screen.
You also mentioned Lux a moment ago.
I can't say too many nice things about Lux Flakes.
Did you mean you can think of something that your former orchestra leader, Melville Ruick, hasn't already said?
Well, I can say that at one time, Marco and I had as many as 1,000 girls performing throughout the country in our stage shows. And do you know, Mr. DeMille, that a part of the equipment of each of those girls was a box of Lux Flakes? It's by far the best way of keeping costumes beautifully fresh, and it's especially good for silk stockings. I've used Lux countless times myself when Marco and I were starting out. It was more important to me to keep my costumes looking right than it was to eat. When it came to deciding between a hamburger and a box of Lux, my stomach was usually the loser. That's what I think about Lux.
Well, as the first woman to produce a major studio picture, what do you think makes a good film?
Well, I hope to show that in my next two pictures, Summer Romance and Argentine Love. I believe in youthful romance, and comedy, music, and dancing. In other words, an entertaining, light, happy production. I found out that about 99% out of 100 people that step up to that box office to buy a ticket do so because they want to be amused. I'm going to try to satisfy them.
Education has some place on the screen, too.
Yes, but a cheerful story can educate just as much as preaching. Such a story teaches everyday practical things like what's new in clothes, in dances, and an appreciation of good music. It teaches good manners, how to talk honestly, and how to live honestly. Lots of people turn to pictures as an escape from ordinary and very often sordid circumstances. They need hope and a little cheering up, a little laugh. And that's what I'm going to remember as long as I'm producing pictures. And now, Mr. DeMille, and all of you, my thanks.
Good philosopher, Madam Producer. A moment now with the evening stars. Herbert Marshall, Olivia de Havilland, Lupe Velez, and Lionel Atwill.
Again, my gratitude, CB, for inviting me back to the Lux Radio Theater.
And mine, too. While I have an opportunity, a word of appreciation to Louis Van den Ecke for his splendid account of the French Legion.
Yes, it interests me particularly, Lionel, because in our research for my next picture, The Buccaneer, I discovered that one of the Legion's greatest battles was fought in Mexico.
I can tell you about that. Oh, please do tell us, Lucy. Well, Olivia, it took place in 1863 near Veracruz, at the time when Napoleon had made Maximilian Emperor of Mexico. Only 7 French soldiers survived, but the Mexicans admired the courage of the legionnaires so much that they allowed the 7 men to leave the battlefield with their rifles. Well, perhaps it inspired Louise de la Ramée, for she wrote the book Under Two Flags not long afterwards.
Yes, and it may surprise you to know that she wasn't French but English.
But why did she use the pen name of Ouida?
Because as a child, that was the way she pronounced Louise.
Oh.
She was a strange personality. Took particular delight in insulting everyone. Lived on a lavish scale for years and died almost penniless in Italy.
That should teach us all to save our money, like I do. I wish you'd tell us how you do it, Lucy. Oh, it's easy and lots of fun, too. I cook all the meals. I paint the garden furniture and the swimming pool for Johnny. You know, it's my husband, Johnny Weissmuller. And I don't let anybody put anything over me. I'm Mexican, all right, but somewhere I think maybe there was a Scotchman.
Excelente.
I'm pretty good now, Mr. Villamil.
Excelente.
Well, CB, the clock moves around. And I know you have an important announcement to make a little later.
So we'll join the audience and say our adieu in a little verse from Trilby. You may remember it. It starts, a little work, a little play.
To keep us going, and so good day. A little warmth, a little light.
Of love's bestowing, and so good night.
A little trust that when we die, we reap our sowing. And so goodbye.
Mr. Marshall, Mr. Havilland, Miss Bellers, Miss Rattle, our thanks. The dramatic treat in store for us next Monday night will be revealed in just a moment by Mr. DeMille. This is your announcer, ladies and gentlemen, Melville Ruick. Assisting our stars tonight were Lionel Pape as Captain Mingus, Kenneth Hunter as Lord Seraph, Leonard Moody as Rake, Michael Visseroff as Ivan, Lal Shan Mehra as Sidi Ben Yusuf, James Eagles as Keskadi, Lou Merrill as Pierre, Frank Nelson as Perron, David Kerman as Officer, Warren McCullum as Griffon, Ross Forrester as Farrell, Harold Daniels as Adjutant, and Charles Emerson as a Doctor. Mr. Marshall appeared through courtesy of Paramount and RKO Studios. Mr. Havilland, Warner Brothers. Mr. DeMille, Paramount. Lionel Atwell and Louis Silvers, 20th Century Fox, where the latter was in charge of music for the new film, Café Metropole. May I remind you now that next week will be National Cotton Week. All over the country, leading stores are featuring smart cottons attractively priced. Stop at your favorite store to see these exciting new clothes. A multitude of glamorous luxables to choose from. Smart stores everywhere are recommending the Easy Lux Way, which banishes wardrobe worry. Back now to Mr. DeMille.
A year ago at this time, I was up to my boot tops in preparation for my 63rd picture. In the marching panorama of events from 1865 to 1875, I hope to show the character of a group of great Americans, their mighty courage, and resounding struggles to open the western frontier to civilization. The picture is The Plainsman, and it makes me happy to announce that next Monday night, The Plainsman comes to you for the first time on the air in the Lux Radio Theater. Heard in the roles of Wild Bill Hickok and Calamity Jane will be the stars who contributed so much to the success of the picture, Gary Cooper and Jean Arthur. Our sponsors, the makers of Lux Flakes, join me in inviting you to be with us again next Monday night when the Lux Radio Theater presents Gary Cooper and Jean Arthur in The Plainsman. This is Cecil B. DeMille saying good night to you from Hollywood. This is the Columbia Broadcasting System.
KNX, the Columbia Station.
Hollywood, California, Monday, May 31st. The Lux Radio Theater presents Fredric March and Jean Arthur in The Plainsman. Lux presents Hollywood. The makers of Lux Toilet Soap appreciate the enthusiasm you have shown for this fine beauty care used by 9 out of 10 Hollywood stars. It is your regular purchase of Lux Toilet Soap that enables us to bring you this program. Our stars tonight are Fredric March, Jean Arthur, Porter Hall, Joan Fontaine, and Paul Harvey. Our producer, Cecil B. DeMille. Our conductor, Louis Silvers. From our theater on Hollywood Boulevard, we greet you all to another hour in the Lux Radio Theater. And now, our producer. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Cecil B. DeMille.
Greetings from Hollywood, ladies and gentlemen. Last week, I announced that Gary Cooper would be with us tonight to star with Jean Arthur in The Plainsman. For 2 weeks, Gary's been working in the water, making scenes for Souls at Sea. The result is a severe cold and a high temperature. But ignoring both, Gary has insisted on rehearsing. He protested to his physician that we have a show to put on. And that, sick or not, his place tonight is here at the microphone. It wasn't until late last night that we succeeded in talking him out of it. He finally gave in, and at this moment is home and in bed. I know you all join me in wishing him a speedy recovery. Stepping into the breach with a graciousness characteristic of a true friend and great actor is Fredric March. The part of Wild Bill Hickok is rather close to my heart. I entrust it to Mr. March with gratitude and the complete assurance that in his hands it awaits only new honors. And now a word about our story. On the 9th of April, in 1865, Generals Lee and Grant met at a farmhouse in Appomattox Courthouse, Virginia, and with quiet simplicity signed a document whose words had been written in the lifeblood of nearly 500,000 Americans. The war between the states was over. The signatures were scarcely dry when the eyes of the nation turned westward and saw beyond the Mississippi a fabulous empire, yet untamed, a land of thundering bison herds and savage Indians. Into this territory poured the legions of Americans whose faith and fortunes had been scattered by the war, and the hordes of immigrants who flooded from Europe to stake their homes on the sweeping plains. Some found peace, some found riches, and some found death at the point of 6-shooters and scalping knives. For there was no Sunday west of Junction City, no law west of Hayes City, and no God west of Carson City. Out of this background was born The Plainsman, the first of a series of pictures based on the magnificent pageant of American history and its unsung heroes. A series which I am continuing with the story of Jean Lafitte, the buccaneer. Fredric March will again star for me in the role of this amazing pirate. Wild Bill Hickok was not an outlaw. He was a frontier marshal, gentleman, and the keenest shot in the West. And always in his shadow was the equally compelling character of Calamity Jane. My good fortune in securing Jean Arthur as Calamity in the screen version is repeated tonight. No star is better equipped by nature and ability for this colorful role. Also from the original cast comes Porter Hall, resuming the role of Jack McCall. Mr. Hall's current Paramount film is Make Way for Tomorrow. Joan Fontaine, a young actress rapidly rising at RKO Studios, plays Louisa Cody, and Paul Harvey is heard as Yellowhand. And now, we set our course along the trail of the pioneers to the west. The applause of our Hollywood audience greets the rising of the curtain as the Lux Radio Theater presents The Plainsman, starring Fredric March and Jean Arthur, with Porter Hall, Joan Fontaine, and Paul Harvey. Among the soldiers who turned their faces homeward at the close of the war between the states was a man known to his friends and to his enemies as Wild Bill Hickok. His face was not turned toward the rolling pastures of the East, but toward the rugged hills and sweeping plains of the unborn West. At St. Louis, on the banks of the Mississippi, a riverboat is ready to leave for Leavenworth. Still wearing his army coat, Bill Hickok sits on the wharf, his long legs straddling a pile of luggage. A small boy eyes him with frank interest.
Where you soldiering, mister?
Oh, I'm all through, Sonny. The war's over. Didn't you hear?
Yeah, I heard it, but I don't take no stock in it. What might your name be, mister?
Oh, it might be Bill.
You ain't Buffalo Bill, are you?
No.
Oh.
Well, now, I'll tell you. If I wasn't myself, I'd just as soon be Buffalo Bill, as he's a great scout, son. You know, I saw him shoot at a whole herd of buffalo once. I thought he'd miss, but two started coughing and fell down dead. He'd shot through 'em both, and he made the dust cloud up 1.5 miles away on the other side.
Gee, Willikins. You know, that's the kind of shooting I aim to do. I can shoot pretty good now with my slingshot. Watch, mister.
Hey, that's all right, Sonny. Ah, that whistle is just a half-minute wrong.
Gee, that's a Jim Dandy watch you got there, mister.
Plays a tune, too. Listen. Cute, isn't it?
Say, that's your picture stuck in the case? You're dressed like a scout there, and so's that girl with you. Is she your sister?
No, that's Calamity Jane.
Oh, I guess you're kind of looking out to see her again, ain't you, mister?
I'm looking out to miss her. Listen, Sonny, you know what an Indian will do to you, but you never know what a woman will do.
Well, if you don't like her, then what do you carry your picture around for?
Well, you see, it's the best picture of me I ever had made. And if I cut her out, I'd cut off part of my chin.
Get off that box, son. All right, you men.
Stow those boxes on the boat and be quick about it.
Yes, sir, Mr. Latimer. Yes, sir.
Come on. Put your shoulders. Hey, you better move out of the way, son. Seems to be a powerful heavy shipment of farming tools going out to Hayes City.
Says John Latimer on the boxes. Want to see me hit the O and John?
Yeah.
There. Want to try your luck, mister?
No, I need a mighty good target. Say an Indian or a hold-up man. But if you...
What you looking at, mister?
I'm looking at a right good fighting man over there who's been fool enough to get himself married. Lend me a slingshot, Sonny. Now you watch it.
Oh, who did that?
Jiggers, you hit him in the pants. Come on.
No, wait a minute, young'un.
Who did that? Who hit me with that slingshot?
Well, I reckon I did.
Bill! Why, you long-legged, sagacious old gallanipper. What are you doing here?
Just a minute, Bill. Here's a fellow who'd like to be introduced to you. Boy, you wouldn't know him in those tin-horn garments he's wearing. But here's the best scout west of the Mississippi. Shake hands with Buffalo Bill Cody.
Buffalo Bill?
Howdy, youngster. You mustered out yet, Bill?
Yesterday.
Well, you're not losing any time going up the big muddy.
How long have you been out?
Oh, about 3 months.
Well, I see your wife hasn't cut your hair yet.
I don't quite know what you mean, Bill.
You heard what happened to Sampson after that Delilah woman opened up her barber shop. Has she tamed you yet?
Now, look here, Bill. That ain't fair. She's different.
You're different.
All is gone, get aboard. Will, we better hurry. They're calling all aboard.
Wait a minute, Louisa. I want you to meet the best friend a man ever had, Mr. Bill Hickok. Bill, this is my wife.
Oh, I'm so glad to meet any friend of Will.
How'd you do, ma'am?
Will, they'll be going.
Come on, then.
Is Miss Cody going west with you?
That's a crazy question, Bill. Of course she is.
Well, ma'am, it's a good country for men and mules, but it's hard on women and fine horses.
There he is, McCall, over there by the rail.
Bill Hickok?
Wild Bill Hickok.
They say he can hit a dime at 30 pieces. I'd like to meet him. He's a feller to have as a friend. Evening, Mr. Hickok. I'm Jack McCall. Take a lot of death to be traveling with you.
Glad to know you, Mr. McCall.
Ah, thanks.
Hey, your toothpick's on fire.
What? Oh, that ain't a toothpick, Mr. Hickok. It's a new fad. Cigarettes, they call them. Back east.
Cigarettes, huh? Well, it's on fire.
Good evening, Mr. Hickok.
Oh, good evening, Miss Cody.
Do you think we'll reach Leavenworth tomorrow?
Well, ma'am, of all the variable things in creation, the most uncertain are the actions of a jury, the state of a woman's mind, and the condition of the Missouri River.
My mind isn't uncertain. I'm going to help Will. Don't you believe I can?
Well, I don't know, ma'am. He killed his first Indian when he was 12, Bill did. At 14, he was riding Pony Express. He's one of the best natural scouts on the frontier. Now that some folks has taken to selling guns to the Indians, he might be needed where you can't be any help to him.
Will's promised me to give up scouting and killing Indians and all that nonsense.
West is in his blood, ma'am. You can't change that.
But the West is changing. Shouldn't Will change with it?
Well, I don't know as I could answer that, ma'am. Unless it's just because he is Will Cody.
As fast as we can. These boxes mighty heavy to tow.
Shut your lip.
I'm sorry, boss. I didn't mean nothing. Come on, let's move this box.
Good morning. Your name Latimer?
Well?
You operate out of Hayes City, huh?
What of it?
They didn't have any use for farming tools last time I was there.
Well, they might have use for them now.
Oh, sure. Now, those boxes now, they're just about the right size for rifles, ain't they?
Yeah. Well, I freight whatever they send me, and I mind my own business.
That's a right good idea, Mr. Latimer. It's a good way to keep out of trouble.
Try taking your own advice, then.
what the...
Bill, you mangy old coyote. Give us a kiss.
Oh, hey, I don't... Oh, what'd you do that for, Calamity?
You four-flushing mule, you ain't wiping it off. You're rubbing it in. Bill, you're back. Are you going to stay in Leavenworth?
Are you?
I could.
I'm going on to Hayes City.
Well, that's good, because I'm driving the stage.
You driving?
Sure. Say, why don't you write me any letters, Bill?
Didn't know you could read.
I could read if you could write.
A woman who had a fella at every stage station and a beau in every cavalry troop west of the Missouri. That woman don't need any letters from me.
Oh, Bill, why, those fellers didn't mean nothing to me.
Well, they did to me. You'll have to excuse me now. I'm keeping a lady waiting.
What lady?
Standing up there next to Bill Cody, I'm helping put her things in the stage.
Is that chipmunk yours? Did you bring her with you?
Oh, what if I did? Nothing to you.
Ain't it? After you run out on me, you slab-sided, box-toting rat, you brung that honky-tonk mopsy...
Shut up, Calamity. And stay that way.
You...
See that? She whipped his hat clean off his head.
Tip your hat when you speak to a lady.
Yeah, I will. When I speak to a lady...
Bill. Oh, Bill.
Hi, Calamity.
Well, Bill Cody. Hey, what are you doing in them busted feathers?
Come here, Calamity. I want to introduce you. Louisa.
Yes, Bill?
Lou, this is Calamity Jane. Everybody knows her. Born and bred out yonder. Rides better than a man, drives stage.
Now, wait, Cody. Is she your mutt?
She's Mrs. Cody.
Your wife? Oh. Well, I'm certainly glad to know you, Miss Cody.
All passengers for Hayes City, Calamity.
Suits me. You better get in, folks. It's a long ride. Get up there. Get up, Joe. You looking at something, Mr. Hickok?
Yeah, I'm looking at those beads around your neck. You've been driving for 3 days, and you changed horses 14 times. Don't you ever change those beads?
Well, I ain't wearing them because you give them to me. I'm wearing them because I like beads.
Pull up the horses, Clem.
Huh?
Pull them up. There's a pony up ahead there. See him?
What's the matter? Where you going?
When I see a horse grazing by the road, I like to see a rider near him.
Hey, wait for me. There's the rider, Bill, laying over there under the trees, hurt.
Give me a hand here. Lift him up a little.
Bill, it's Breezy.
Hey, Breezy. Breezy, you all right?
But look at here, Bill. There's an arrow broke off right in his back.
Breezy.
Bill Hickok, I thought you was off to the war.
Oh, the war's over, Breezy.
'Tain't over where I come from. There's 2,000-3,000 Sioux Indians cayuting around Fort Piney with war paint on. Colonel Carrington give me a message to General Custer.
What was it, Breezy?
He says, tell Custer to get ammunition through to Fort Piney or we're done for. Them's his words, Bill.
Will, close that door. I'll never get the place fixed up. There's so much dirt blowing in.
It's got to blow someplace, honey. There's no use fighting the wind, Lou. We've got to bear with this land.
Oh, I know, Will. Only, when are we going to move into town and buy the hotel?
I'm going to see Jeb Masters tomorrow. He wants to sell the Golden Rule House.
Here's your grub, folks.
Why, come in, Miss Calamity.
What'd you bring, Calamity?
Well, I got something to fry and something to boil and a jug of whiskey. Say, this is a grand shebang you got here.
Oh, how can you say that? It's so dusty, and I haven't got my curtains hung yet.
Give your wife a hand, you long-legged tube spot.
Sure, toss him over, Calamity.
Somebody's knocking? What's that for?
Come in. Hello, Bill.
Hiya, Bill. What'd you knock for?
Morning. Hey, that curtain looks right pretty out there. And you handle it better than a horse blanket, Bill.
I've had enough experience with horse blankets. Lou says I've had too much.
Oh, that's too bad. Because there's a horse outside waiting for you now.
You trying to trade, Bill?
Yeah. A hotel for the lives of 48 men. And 10,000 rounds of ammunition thrown in.
What do you mean?
Well, Chief Yellowhand is on the warpath, ma'am. He's an old friend of mine, Yellowhand. We used to hunt buffalo together, but now he's hunting men.
Yeah, I've seen men he's caught. He don't treat his prisoners very well.
Custer sending that ammunition to Fort Piney?
Well, he's hoping they'll get there. If 48 cavalrymen can dodge about 1,000 Cheyenne.
Well, those swatties will never make it.
How's he sending them?
And through Deep Valley to the upper fort of the Republican. But there's no trail.
They might get through that way.
They would if Bill Cody showed them how.
Will isn't going. He has nothing to do with the Army now. He's promised.
That's just what I told Custer.
What did you tell him?
That you wouldn't go?
You know that's a lie.
Oh, Mr. Hickok, Will promised me. I can't let him go.
There are some things, ma'am, that have to be done. You know what? Well, Lincoln sort of set a goal that we have to work toward. He says the frontier must be made safe.
But Lincoln's dead. What right have the dead to tell the living what to do?
His words are alive, ma'am. Bill Cody knows that as well as I do.
Oh, Will, I was afraid of this. You can't leave me. You can't.
You never seen the Indian tribes at war, ma'am. You never seen men burned and mutilated and the bodies of women burned. Babies dragged from their mother's arms and dashed
That's
against...
enough, Bill. I'll be ready to go in a few minutes.
Why is it you aren't going, Mr. Hickok?
Well, I have to pay a call on an old friend.
Bill, wait. You're going after Yellowhand.
Oh, I told Custer I would.
You're going out alone. Bill, you're cold decker. Ain't you got no sense?
Oh, it's all right. Maybe I can bring you back another string of beads.
Turn up the lamp a little, Louisy. I don't know how I look in this dress of yours, but I feel like the Queen of Sheba.
Oh, you look lovely, Calamity. I want you to keep that dress, dear.
You do? Say, no woman ever gave me nothing before. Well, I never even seen clothes like these.
Calamity.
That old coyote's got a toad in his gullet.
Couldn't be an Indian, could he?
Oh, honey, when you hear something yelling at night around here, it's just some varmint. But when you don't hear nothing, it's an Injun.
Calamity, I want you to stay here with me. I've never been alone before.
Now stop worrying about him, honey. Well, he's got a whole troop of cavalry riding herd on him. But my Bill plays it alone, the big mule.
It's coming closer. Calamity! Calamity, what are you staring at?
Lou, don't look at the window. Don't let on anything's different. But listen to me. Can you ride?
Yes.
My horse is outside. Take this coffee pot inside to the stove. Open the back door there and wait.
But what?
I'm going to entertain some visitors, and they're Indians.
Indians?
Shut up. When you see them all in here, sneak out to the horse. Ride to town, don't stop for anything. Tell them there's Indians here with war paint on. Do you understand?
Yes.
Now go, hurry. Oh, Lou. Lou, make me some fresh coffee, honey. Well, it's company. Come in, boys. Come right in. Don't be afraid.
Navihio, aye.
Hey, look, fellas. Look what I got for you. Presents, see?
Navihio.
Beautiful presents. Here's a muff for you and a ribbon for you. And here's a couple of hats.
I just see you.
Sure, for you, too, all of you.
What do you want?
Are you all in here yet? Hey, look at the pretty ribbons.
Numa.
Here, look at these. More presents. Presents for my brothers, the Cheyenne, you red hyenas. Look, try this hat on. See the pretty feathers?
Oh,
Hey, buzzards.
Tanaino is guana. Woo. Adowa. What's good?
Yes, she's gone. I fooled you, didn't I?
Isto hitanio ima. Atanoyo. Soldier.
Soldier. Me no talk, Cheyenne.
Mista Nemo.
I don't know where the soldiers went. I don't know anything.
Hodonis.
No.
Hoda.
I'll never tell. Do you understand that, you hairless coyote? I'll never tell, never.
Taken prisoner by the Cheyenne, Calamity Jane is led across the plains to Yellowhand's camp. With her hands tied behind her back and a rope around her neck, she stumbles through the prairie grass between two lines of Indians. Suddenly, on the crest of a hill, a mounted figure appears.
Yahoo!
Bill!
Vihuino.
Bill, get out of here. Go back. These are Yellowhand's men. Ain't you got no sense, Bill?
Let go of me, you squint-eyed.
No, Powaini. Nista ho imadoni.
Shoot your way out, Bill. Quick, are you crazy?
Shut up, Calamity. You got a tomahawk in your brains if you keep on asking for it.
What are you doing here?
Indians will sell most anything, and they sell you. Here's Tonze.
Oh, Bill. Not your watch. Don't give him that. What's he saying?
He wants my gun.
Don't give him to him.
It's all right.
Oh, Bill, you crazy fool.
He says he's going to take us to Yellowhand. He can't let us go unless Yellowhand's willing.
Well, you done it, didn't you?
Yeah, I done it, all right.
Bill, why'd you get yourself into this? Was it for me?
What? I thought you were Miss Cody in that dress.
Bill, you offered up your watch and your guns. That couldn't have been on account of me either, could it? Could it, Bill?
No. I wanted to be taken to Yellowhand to find out what he's up to.
Oh. Bill, what'll they do to us?
You'll soon find out.
You are Hickok. I know you.
He's your old friend, Yellowhand, remember?
I'll handle this. Yes. Speak your own language, Yellowhand. I'll understand you.
You, me, speak white man tongue.
You remember what I said last time we met? I said one of us would lift the other's scalp.
Which one?
Well, looks like you'll be the one to say. What started you on the warpath, Yellowhand?
Where sun rises, white man's land. Where sun sets, Indian land. White man come, take our land. Kill buffalo, our food. White man promise us food. White man lie. Now Cheyenne buy white man's thunderstick. Soon war drums sound in all Indian land. All tribes ride with Yellowhand. We drive white man like buffalo away, back to rising sun. Yellowhand has spoken.
Yellowhand has spoken. And you may be right. But you can't drive the white man away.
White man send bullets. Many, many bullets. Where?
Oh, Yellowhand, somebody's romancing.
You tell where.
I don't know.
You tell where.
He's your friend, Bill. Why don't you tell him it's heading east to Leavenworth?
Dijo ka histianamo.
You're crazy. She's not my squaw.
Why you keep woman's face in watch?
Bill, you got my picture in your watch? You kept it?
Well, I couldn't get it out without scratching the case.
And you've been acting like you didn't care, and all the time you've been...
Tie up that tongue of yours. Look at their faces.
Squaw.
Let her go. She doesn't know anything.
Hickok, you quick to say she not know. Hickok will not tell, but Yellowhand will know. Now is the hour of the Great Bear rising. When moon high above, Yellowhand will know. We go. Come back when moon high.
What's he talking about the moon for? What do you mean? Bill, do you think there's any chance of cutting these ropes or something? Bill, what are you thinking about?
I'm looking at that box over there and thinking about John Latimer's farming tools that came up on the boat. You see there? That's his name on the side. He's the one who's selling rifles to the Indians.
Oh, rifles.
And better rifles than we have. 7 shots. And every shot may mean the life of a white man.
But what about us, Bill? What do you think they're fixing to do to us?
I think maybe you gave them an idea of what to do.
What, Bill?
Well, Yellowhand's a pretty smart Indian.
Hear them drums? That's taps for us, ain't it? Won't be so hard going out together.
It'll be harder than you know. Calamity, there are only 2 of us. 2 lives against all those men in the ammunition train.
But I don't want to die, Bill. I don't want to die.
Now, hang on to yourself.
Oh, you'll have to help me, Bill. Just like you did the first time I ever saw you, remember? I was just a kid. Hadn't no more sense than I got now. Heading down the grade, regardless, with no brakes on. I loved you then, Bill. Just like I do now.
Looks like that moon's about ready to show.
You never even gave me a picture. But you carried mine. I know you care about me a little. Couldn't you say it just once?
Maybe they'll let us go after all.
Bill Hickok, you ornery son of a mule. You wouldn't give a bad dime to a sick kid, would you?
Well, you may be right, Calamity.
No, I ain't. I know it. I ain't worth a bad dime. But every night I talk to you, Bill, wanting you. And I know you feel the same way. Why won't you give in and tell me?
Oh, what difference would it make now?
If only I could hear you say it once. I'd have something to keep, like it was kind of holy, like it was with me forever.
Calamity. Yellow Hand.
Moon high now. Yellow Hand will find out which way soldiers go. Hickok tell.
Hoyoisa.
Let him alone, you red devils. Bill.
Yes, Calamity. I do love you.
Oita. Mokova.
Bill.
You come too. You look.
What are you going to do to him? What are you going to do?
Fire ready.
Fire? You're going to burn him?
You know which way soldier take bullets. Yellow Hand must know. When he know, you go free. Hickok go free.
Don't talk to him, Calamity. Don't trust him no matter what happens.
Fire start. Soon Hickok will be dead. Will you tell which way soldiers go?
Bill Cody's with that ammunition. 48 men are there, Calamity.
Which way?
No.
Tell which way.
No.
Which way?
No, don't. Don't let them do it. Oh, don't.
Which way?
Don't forget Cody. And all those men, don't think of me. Remember what I told you.
No. Oh, they're burning him. They're killing him. Can't you see? Put out the fire. Put out the fire.
Which way soldiers go?
By Deep Valley. To the upper floor.
Woman no lie. Hickok and woman free. Worcester, Neva.
The trail's over here, Bill. Oh, I couldn't help it. I didn't mean to tell. Won't you look at me, Bill?
I hope I never have to look at you again.
Oh, Bill, please.
We're free, sure. What about Cody? What about... You hear that? It started. Yellow Hand's attacked already. I got to get to him.
You can't reach him on foot?
Well, I'll get through somehow. And you got to reach Custer and tell him we need help.
Custer finds out I told Yellow Hand.
Yes, he'll give you the firing
He
squad.
won't find out. I'm going to tell him.
I tell you, it was her brought the Indians down on them.
She must have told Yellow Hand.
There she is, over there at that table.
Oh, let her alone.
He never was no good anyhow.
Why don't somebody do something about it?
Only 18 men came back out of 48.
She's a bad lot.
Well, we'll make her pay for it.
Cheyennes must have paid her plenty, too.
That's right, McCall. They paid this woman in money, but they paid our soldiers in blood. What are you going to do about it?
Talk's cheap, you loudmouth liar. Let's see you fight.
Hey, get that whip away from her.
Hey, if you were a man, we'd know what to do with you.
Go ahead, you crossbred rat. If you was a man, you wouldn't be here.
Run her out of town.
Get tar and feathers.
Tar and feathers is too good for her. That's the way to talk. Get a rail, somebody.
What do you want with a rail, Jack McCall?
Huh?
Bill.
What's going on?
We're going to run her out of town.
Why?
You know what she done? She told the Indians that...
Well, she's a woman, isn't she, McCall? Women talk a little too much sometimes.
This woman's going to get what's coming to her.
Run her out of town. Come on.
Yeah, and men talk a little too much sometimes, too. I know what's in your minds. Yes, there were soldiers killed. I saw them. I was there. And they were killed by bullets. Bullets from repeating rifles. You know, Lincoln says that this country's got to be made safe. Those are his words. So I'm on my way now to settle this matter with the man who sold those rifles.
I know there was monkey business going on.
Yeah, you're right, and there may be a few stray bullets flying around here in a minute. I'd advise you to stay inside off the street.
Bill, Latimer's crooked than a rattlesnake. You can't go after him alone.
I started alone, and I'll finish alone.
Who is it? Jack McCall. Let me in.
Well, what do you want, McCall?
Mr. Latimer, I want to do you a big favor.
Yeah?
Hickok's after you. Wild Bill. He says you're the cause of all these Indian massacres. He's on his way here now.
Yes, huh?
Yes, you better do something about it, and do it fast, Mr. Latimer. He's a dead shot.
Yeah. Yeah. He wouldn't shoot at a soldier, though, would he?
Soldier? What do you mean?
There are 3 men working for me, deserters, but they're still wearing uniforms. They can handle Mr. Hickok. They can handle him fine.
Bill, don't go across that street. Come back here, Bill.
Let go.
You're crazy. Latimer won't fight you fair. Oh, you ain't got the sense you were born with. Please, Bill.
No.
Don't our love mean nothing to you?
And our love, if that's what you call it. All that died with the men who died because of you.
Oh, no, Bill, no.
Get off the street.
I'll go get Cody. Maybe he can talk some sense into you, you big mule.
Well, morning, Hickok. Morning, Sergeant. Morning, boys.
Morning.
Morning. You, 3 boys better take cover for a few minutes.
You think you own this town?
Well, I'm just walking through it.
And us guys can get out of your way, can't we? Like we was dirt.
Suit yourself.
You know, Mr. Longhair, you're too darn friendly with Injuns to suit me.
You shouldn't have said that, soldier.
Well, what are you going to do about it, you gun-toting windbag?
Oh, you boys are substituting for Latimer, eh? Shit, he would pick soldiers. I can't shoot at that uniform, but if you want action, take it off.
Yeah? And get a slug in me while I'm doing it?
Take it off. I'll give you that much time.
Keep your hands away from your guns, Hickok.
They're away right now.
But mine ain't.
Bill, are you hit?
Oh, just my arm.
Those men were soldiers. Come on, let's get out of here. Sit down over here, Bill. There we are. Louisa.
Oh, I'll be all right. Look, don't let them find me in your house.
Bullet went clean through, but it's bleeding bad.
Will, what happened?
He's just shot 3 soldiers.
Oh, are they dead?
Yes, get some water.
You brought this man into our house? A murderer? Oh, when is this going to stop? When will it ever stop? This killing and killing. Why don't they kill him, too? Then you could be next in.
Louisa, he's my friend.
I didn't mean to bother you, ma'am. I'll be going.
You sit right down again, Bill Hickok. You can't go bleeding like that, whatever you've done.
Thank you, ma'am. You know, I never was a murderer. I never did fight unless put upon.
Thou shalt not kill.
Well, no ghosts ever came bothering me. It's always been the other man or me in a fair fight.
What right have you to judge who is to live or die? Put away your guns, Mr. Hickok.
Oh, I can't do that, ma'am, until I find John Latimer.
Cody, open up. It's me.
Calamity.
Where's Bill? Oh, Bill, did they hurt you much?
I'm all right.
I know you don't want to see me, but I got to tell you something, Bill. Custer's ordered you brought in, dead or alive. The troopers have combed over every hiding by the river. They'll be out this way next.
He's going back to find Latimer.
Latimer's gone, pulled out with his wagon.
Where?
Nobody knows.
I'll find him.
Of course you will, Bill. Someday you're bound to. But don't try to find his trail now. Just try to save yourself from Custer's men. No telling what they'll do to you.
If Latimer's pulled out with his wagons, those wagons are loaded. I know what I have to do. Yeah. Help me up. You'll get me a horse, Bill?
Sure. I'll have him saddled and ready.
I'll help you, Will. Why don't you lay up for a while and take care of that arm, huh?
That's what I'll do. Yeah, I'll need this arm when I find Latimer.
Oh, forget it, will you? You ain't got a chance against Latimer's men.
Sure. You've got nothing to lose.
Nothing but your life. Bill Hickok, when you talk like that, I could bounce a rock off in your bean.
Well, then why don't you try it next time you see me?
When'll that be, Bill? Where?
Oh, up around Deadwood someplace. Never can tell.
I gotta get out of here, too, after what I done. Well, I guess this is goodbye, eh, Bill?
Where are you going?
Oh, up around Deadwood someplace, I guess. I don't give a hoot where I go.
You're well named, you know. A child of calamity. You're always getting yourself into trouble.
Say, Bill, I reckon maybe you don't hate me, do you? Or maybe you're just being nice to me because you think you won't ever see me again.
Sure, I'll see you again. This is a big country, you know, but trails cross sometimes.
It was many weeks before the trails of Hickok and Calamity Jane crossed again. In the Bella Union Saloon in Deadwood, Calamity stands behind the bar serving drinks. Hickok comes from the street and moves slowly across the room.
Yeah, you can set one up here, Calamity.
Bill Hickok.
Hiya, Calamity.
Bill, you come back. Gee, I kept watching. I kept asking. Nobody'd seen you. Nobody'd heard.
Well, I haven't been out much in what you might call society. I only had one caller, Bill Cody. Custer sent him to bring me back.
Cody found you then. Say, Bill, you didn't...
Oh, hurt Cody? No, he's all right. We heard from a brave up there in the hills about
Yeah,
Custer.
he was wiped out, his whole battalion.
Yeah. Cody went on to meet General Merritt. I promised to wait for him here.
Wasn't your fault, them 3 soldiers getting killed that time. Say, you won't have to move on again, will you, Bill?
No, I got a hunch that this is going to be my last camp, Calamity.
You mean you're settling down? You're going to stay here?
Yeah, I got a feeling that I'm going to stay here.
You need a drink.
You know, I've been thinking that the West is getting to be a new kind of place. Cody's done the right thing. He's changed. What place is it going to be for a 2-gun plainsman?
You're talking crazy, Bill. You're the best man in this country.
I don't know who thinks so.
I think so, Bill. Say, if you think Cody's done right, settling down and all, maybe that's what you'd like to do, huh? Have a home and things and someone to cook your meals and...
No, it doesn't sound so bad.
Bill.
Be a big man around here someday. Wait till you see.
Is that Jack McCall over there?
Yeah, he's been bragging around here for a month.
All right, lad. Hello, Calamity. Give us a drink. Those fellas think that... Bill Hickok.
Hello, McCall. I said hello.
What are you looking at me for? I didn't do nothing, Mr. Hickok. I didn't do nothing.
What's he talking about, Calamity?
He's scared of you, Bill, because he sneaked and told Latimer you was looking for him back in Hayes City.
What? Well, she's lying, Mr. Hickok. She's lying.
Am I? You're thick with Latimer right now.
No, Mr. Hickok.
Shut up. McCall, a year ago, I'd have shot you dead on sight. But now, go buy yourself a drink.
Thanks, Mr. Hickok.
Bill, you let him off.
Well, I'm getting to think that maybe Louisa was right. Who am I to decide whether a man's to live or die? I had another reason, too. If he warned Latimer once, he's going to do it again now. Guess I'll step out and follow him.
I'll go with you.
You stay where you are. And say, Calamity, I kind of like to have you take my watch. Here. It's about the only thing I have that's worth keeping.
Bill, if you got a wrong hunch, don't go out there.
Don't forget to wind it.
You're a mule-headed man, Bill Hickok.
Hey, Calamity.
Don't bother me, Dave.
What's eating you? I just want you to hold this gun back here for a while. Belongs to Colorado Charlie, and he's acting up. Might drill somebody.
Give me the gun.
Where you putting it?
It's in the drawer with the cards. Now let me alone.
Get that horse over here, Red. We're in a hurry.
You want my bats?
You'll never get the wagons loaded, Mr. Latimer. He'll be watching for you.
Shut up, McCall. Come on, Red. Come on, Jake. We've got $10,000 worth of stuff here, and we...
Oh. It's Hickok.
Hiya, Latimer. I want to talk to you. Any objections, gentlemen? Where are you going with the wagons, Latimer?
I'm going out of town.
What have you got them loaded with?
Buffalo hides. You can see, can't you?
Your wagons are headed north, Latimer. Surely you're not selling buffalo hides to Sitting Bull's Indians. Take off those top hides. Let me see what's under them.
Jake.
Yeah. No, not Jake. You.
Oh. All right.
I don't know what your authority is for this, but you must have it.
Keep your right hand in sight, Latimer. Sure.
Don't kill me!
Keep your hands off your guns. There'll be more dead men here than the town can afford to bury.
Latimer. He's dead.
Drop your gun, Jake.
Bill, you all right?
Sure. I'm taking these fellas in the Bella Union, Calamity. Go out in. Get ahead of me. Go on, you men, inside.
No, not me. I just know Mr. Latimer.
You just knew Mr. Latimer, McCall. You better get inside, too.
Sure, Mr. Hickok. Whatever you say.
Calamity.
Yes, Bill.
Cody and the 5th Cavalry's on its way. Step out here and keep an eye out for him.
Sure, Bill.
All right, now inside, Jake. Red. Hey, McCall, Joe, step lively.
Yeah.
Now, gentlemen, we're all going to stay here for a while. So sit down. Maybe a long wait.
What are we waiting for?
We're waiting, Jake, until General Merritt gets here with the 5th Cavalry. Takes over those rifles outside. And any objections?
When are they coming?
Maybe today, maybe tomorrow, maybe a week. When I have to wait, I believe in entertainment. Furthermore, I'm short of funds. Get some cards, McCall.
Yes, sir.
See if you can find some fresh ones.
Sure. Calamity keeps them over here behind the bar.
And bring some chips.
She keeps them in a drawer, I think. Here. Oh, there's a whole bunch of...
What's the matter, McCall?
Nothing. Nothing, Mr. Hickok.
What's in that drawer?
Why, just cards, chips, that's all.
Bring them over.
Yes, sir.
You want a deal, Jake?
All right with me.
Here's cards.
Come back here, you. You can't go in there.
It's Cheyenne Charlie. Come in, Charlie.
Let him in, Calamity.
How, Charlie? Charlie's a friendly Injun.
Yeah, I know, Charlie. Sit over there, Charlie, where I can keep an eye on you. Charlie took a shot at me once, but I was too far away.
Too bad you wasn't close, Hickok.
He got my horse.
Charlie would have been the biggest man in the West if he'd have killed you, Hickok. The Injuns understand things like that. Kill a big man, and that makes you a big man. Killing you, Hickok, is an honor that's just waiting for somebody.
You, Jake?
No, not me, Bill. Not me. I'm facing you. The only way to down a man like you is from the back.
Don't stand behind me, McCall. It's bad luck.
I better get some more chips.
Your say, Jake.
I'll wait for the chips. Got 'em, Jack?
Yeah, I got 'em.
Listen.
It's the cavalry, Bill.
The cavalry. You know what they'll do? It's a rope necktie for us.
Sit down. We'll play out this hand. Hey, Calamity, find Cody and General Merritt and bring them here. Play your hand, Jake.
I'm calling you, Hickok.
Black aces and eights.
Your luck's changed. I've got 3 queens. I'm afraid you lose, Hickok.
Well, man's bound to lose sooner or later.
Give it to him, Jack.
I got him. I killed Hickok.
Get up, quick. Come on, to the wagon.
Come on.
Bill, what's happened? Bill, oh, what did they do? What did they do to you, Bill? Bill, look at me. Bill, can you hear me? Oh, Bill, I told you not to do it. Bill, why?
In here, General Merritt. I want to meet Bill Hickok. Calamity, where's Bill? We got Latimer's crowd, all of them. General Merritt said, Calamity, what's happened to him?
He's dead. My Bill's dead.
Dead? He was going to be let off. There's your prisoner, General Merritt.
We won't forget what Bill Hickok has done, Cody. We'll remember.
All of us will. All of us.
Oh, Bill. That's one kiss you won't wipe off.
In Deadwood, South Dakota, next to the beautiful tomb of Wild Bill Hickok, is a simple little grave. The headstone bears the name Calamity Jane. And now a little crossfire from our leading man and lady, Fredric March and Jean Arthur. Jean, now that you've done the Plainsman on both the screen and the air, which did you enjoy more?
Well, that's not so easy to answer, Mr. DeMille. Making the picture was considerably more exciting, I suppose, since you had me driving a stagecoach and captured by real Cheyenne Indians and practically living the same thrilling incidents that Calamity Jane experienced.
Yes, but, Jean, there's an intimacy about radio that you can't find anywhere else. For instance, I'm told that Gary Cooper is listening in tonight, and I only hope that as Wild Bill Hickok, I was one half the man on the air that he was in the picture. I also hope that Gary's as quick in his recovery as Hickok as he was on the trigger.
So say we all. My thanks and good night to you both.
Good night,
Good night.
Our sponsors, the makers of Lux Toilet Soap, join me in inviting you to be with us again next Monday night. This is Cecil B. DeMille saying good night to you from Hollywood.